Okay. Hi, it's me. It's Miss Checka. And there was a request for us to do another gardening day. So today is another gardening day. First of all, does anybody want to update me on their own gardening adventures? Has anybody put anything into pots? Has anybody planted anything? I got to know. I'll give y'all time to type. But meanwhile, let me show you some plants. So I thought we would talk about a couple of things today. So last time we talked about the different ways that you can propagate plants, right? You can do cuttings, you can have a tuber like a potato that grows underground, you can have a rhizome, you can have seeds. I thought I would show you one more propagation just because I think it's a cool one. And it is a nopal. So let me show you. Oh, it's a big pot. So this right here has a whole bunch of different names, and there's a whole bunch of different kinds of species. So it's an opuntia, like the Latin name. In English, you call it a prickly pear, and in Spanish, it is a nopal, and the plural is nopales, right? So there's just like a lot of interesting things about this plant. So first of all, you might notice, Ms. Cheka, you said prickly pear, but I don't see any prickles. That is correct, because you know who does not like spines? Me. I do not like spines. Hi, Tess. I see you there. So I specifically picked one that had some qualities to it that I really like. So number one, it doesn't have prickles or spines. And number two, this one is pretty resistant to cold. So it doesn't mind having the winter, because here in North Texas, we don't have like an extremely cold winter, but we do have winter. And I didn't want to get something that would die immediately. So the leaves on it are called pads. So this is a pad, and it's pretty thick, right? So it can retain a whole bunch of moisture and water, and that way it can live through droughts, which is another really good quality if you live in a hot place like I do. So this is a pad, and I'm gonna, oh, see, I can't take it out. It looks like it's just sticking in there and I can pull it out, but I can't. So this is a pad that I got from another plant. I stuck it in the ground, and now it has roots. But it's a really slow growing plant. So this spring, it has made roots, it has established itself, and that's it. That's all it's going to do. I'm going to have to wait for a whole other year for it to make more pads, and they'll come in a pattern like that, and then it'll make like beautiful flowers kind of on the ends of them. So this is a plant. You have to have a lot of patience if you're going to propagate one, because it's going to take you like a long time for it to look like a plant and not just, one pad sticking out of the ground. But it has a lot of history. So back before the Spaniards came to this part of the world, to Texas, there were entire forests of these that did have like the spines all across the southern part of Texas. And so the people who lived here would go and gather and like have yearly gatherings and harvest all of these nopales. And they're also very common in Mexico, and you can eat them. So at my grocery store, which is called El Rancho, which is the best grocery store, there's a whole section in the grocery store for all the different parts, for the pad itself, which you can like cut up and eat, but also the little kind of fruit that grows on it. And another kind of history about it that I really like a lot is that it's on the Mexican flag. So way back in ancient time, well, not ancient times, but a long time ago, there was a group of indigenous people in Mexico, and they had this legend that if they wandered and wandered and wandered and wandered, they would know where to stop, because they would see an eagle holding a snake sitting on top of one of these. And that was their legend. And, they wandered and wandered and wandered and wandered, and they saw the vision, right? There was a lake, there was nopal, there was an eagle was holding the snake. And so they're like, oh, this is wonderful. This is here. And if I remember my history and anthropology correctly, then what happened next is that they kind of settled down. I mean, they had like all kinds of adventures, but one of the things is that they settled down and brokered a political marriage between a young lady and a young man who were kind of royal. And that was going to everybody would live happily ever after, and the two groups of people would get along with each other. But one of the groups of people took the girl and then killed her and sacrificed her. And so that was the end of that. It was like a bad way to start a marriage. But that's why the emblem on the Mexican flag is the nopal with the eagle holding the snake. And the lake is what later became modern Mexico City. So a little bit of history with your plants. And now let's talk about when your plants are already planted. So you've got propagations like this one, which is a slow one, or a really fast one, like the ones I show you where you just basically stick something in a cup of water. Well, what happens if you've already got the plant? How do you take care of it? So plants have different kinds of personalities, just like people have different kinds of personalities. So you might have a personality where you love to be around all kinds of different people, woo, 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 woo. In which case, quarantine is kind of rough. But you might have a personality where you're like, I need my space. I like my quiet. Please do not be pestering me. Well, plants are just like that. Some of them want a lot of space. Some of them like to be with their pals. They have also different tastes in food, just like people do. Some of them really like soil that has a lot of acid in it. Not like acid in a science class, but that is acidic. So like azaleas. And others of them are like, no, I don't want that. How do we know this? Because the plants tell us. They don't talk to us. But think about like a baby. Like, how does a baby tell you that it's hungry, it's wants a nap or whatever? It doesn't say that, it doesn't have words. It cries, and then you kind of figure it out. Well, plants have ways of telling us, what they want. So let me show you a couple of things. So number one, let's say that you are in my backyard, which you can see behind me. And if you notice, my backyard has a lot of trees. There are a lot of trees here, which is really nice. But it's pretty shady. So you can see behind me that there are like some spots where the sun is coming through, but there are most of the spots, it's pretty shady. So I need plants that like shade. So I've got here this little pink friend these are called impatiens. And it sounds like hurry up, impatient, but it doesn't have a T at the end, just IMPATIENS, impatiens. And these are, super cute. Look how happy these little pink faces are. And it's got real green, dark leaves. And this is one that is pretty happy because I just got him from them, like he's brand new. How do we know he's happy? Well, his leaves are green. He's got his little flowers there, and he's pretty compact. So this is a plant that is going to be pretty happy in this shade. However, if I put the same plant with like super sun, not going to like it. So let me show you what happened to my sweet peas. So I planted some sweet peas from seeds, but look what happened. So this sweet pea, they're still alive, but you see how they're really, really, really pale yellow? That's because they're having too much sun. So they're saying, Miss Cheka, I am not a beach person. Please, it's too much sun. So that is the plant talking to me and letting me know, all right, I'm getting enough water. I have enough leaves, but I need a shadier spot. So I'm going to move this plant. So let's look at some zinnias. And we're going to look at like almost the whole life cycle of zinnias. So first of all, a zinnia seedling. So if you'll remember from the very, very, very first Nerd Hangout, zinnias are one of the plants that astronauts grow on the International Space Station. They're a really like easy and fun plant to grow from seed. Even astronauts grow them. So I've got two little seedlings here. So this one, you can see the super, super, super round leaves. And this one, super, super round leaves. Tess, now I'm really curious about your backyard. Tess is saying that if I went outside, I would say, I need to go back inside. All right. So the reason I'm showing you these two plants, they are not the same plant, but I wanted to show you something. So plants that you grow from seed, not all of the leaves are the same. So when a seedling first comes out and kind of wakes up, the first seeds that it has are not getting nutrients from the sun or from the soil. The very first nutrients that it's getting is from the seed itself. So when plants make seeds, they get energy from the sun, soil, whatever, and then store it into the seed. Even seeds that are like teeny, 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 tiny, they have all those nutrients. So when those little leaves peep out, those are seed leaves. And when the next set of leaves come out, they don't look anything like them. So sometimes when your seedlings come out, you're like, that doesn't look like the plant that I planted. What happened here? So you have to sort of know, either like mark it real well, or maybe a picture's on the seed packet, you can Google it, or you just have to like practice and know. So the reason I chose these two to show you is because these have kind of similar shaped leaves, seed leaves, that they're real round, but that's not what the actual leaf is going to look like. So this one is not a zinnia, even though it has like these big round leaves. This one is actually a cucumber. And the next set of leaves that is going to come out of this look like this. This is a cucumber leaf, right? So the seed leaves and the actual leaf, you can see, are really different. See that? So you got to pay attention on what kind of seeds you plant. So this is my little cucumber leaf. This is a big leaf. It's a big plant. This is my little cucumber seedling. This, on the other hand, is the zinnia. And it's got super round leaves like that. And then the actual leaves that come out, they're a little bit pointier. So let me show you a happy zinnia. Woo, happy zinnias. So here is my first little pink flower of the season. And you can see that the normal zinnia leaves are like pointy like this. But you might notice something. You might notice some giant holes. That's because this zinnia is getting eaten up. It is a fact of life for the garden that you like your plants, but sometimes insects also like your plants. They like to eat them up. But this is, by and large, these are pretty healthy zinnias. They're real new. They come from seed. But they've got dark green leaves, you got the little plant. So it's telling me like, yeah, Miss Check, I'm pretty happy. Things are pretty good. Maybe investigate who is eating me. But, you know, as opposed to, let me show you an in-between stage. So seedling, and then, you know, here's where they look kind of in between. I should have shown you that first. Right? Pretty good. But look at these guys. Ooh, ice plants. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know what an ice plant is. So these are also zinnias, but look how different they look. These zinnias have some problems. So it's telling us a couple of things. See how they're really, really, really tall and skinny? And the color is yellow. You know what this is telling me? So the sweet peas are saying, too much sun. These zinnias are saying, not enough sun. We like sun. So sometimes when your plants get real stretched out like that and skinny and kind of leggy, that's what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to reach, and get to where it can get some sun. So the yellow color is also telling me not getting enough sun. So this lets me know that after I film this, I'm going to move this to a sunnier spot, right? So this is some of the ways that plants are kind of telling us things. All right. So we have talked about nopales. You have to be careful when you say it in Spanish because nopales are prickly pear cactus, but nogales is a pecan tree. And in fact, a nogal, like a singular pecan tree, that's the state tree of Texas. And so we have many, many, many things in Texas that are named Nogales or Nogal, or even Nueces is a river. And una nuez, it's a nut, right? So Nogales are pecan trees. Nopales are prickly pear cactus. Okay, so we have talked seed leaves. You knew that. Yes, you did. That's good. So we have talked zinnias, impatiens, shade plants, sunny plants, and listening to our plants when they are trying to tell us their personalities. Tess, I really enjoy the fact that your backyard has a lot of sun. I think that you should plant some zinnias because they're pretty sunny. So think about it. But I'm also excited to see some pictures maybe on the ones that you planted and to hear some updates. So are there any questions? Because we're done a little bit early today. While I'm waiting, I'm going to water one of these plants because I feel kind of guilty about this yellow zinnia plant. I'm sharing, little plant. Sharing is caring. There we go. I also may have planted too many in one pot. I just don't know. But he still managed to make a little pink plant. So that's good. It just occurred to me there's a lot of pink in today's Nerd Hangout because I have this t-shirt, which is sort of like a red pink, and then this pink, and then that pink. Okay. Test. Oh, here we go. Oh, your nearest plant shop, they don't wear masks. That happened to me. I really wanted to go to a plant shop and I tried to go to it. And when I got there, I could see nobody was wearing masks. So I didn't even get out of the car. No plant is worth, putting yourself at risk. But maybe I could send you some because I like zinnias. All right. Yeah, those plant shops, they need to have better social distancing rules because plants are wonderful, but our health is the most important thing. All right. Well, this is fun. Have a really good day. Read many books. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.